Nothing's going on except kids playing pranks, trick-or-treating, parking, getting high.
You don't really know much about Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Who wants to party with psychopathics tonight?
Getting late. I could use a drink.
Tonight, the first 1,000 motherfucking Juggalo to make it to the Majestic Theater at 12 midnight will be partying with ICD, with Twiztid, with Suburban, and with Blaze, your motherfucking dead homie!
Samhain. It means the Lord of the Dead. You thought no further than the strange custom of having your children wear masks and go out begging for candy.
Trick or treat, motherfucker.
The goblins will get you if you don't watch out. To take you and shake you until you shout. Stop, look, and listen.
Welcome everyone to episode 3 of the Halloween bonus season.
The home stretch.
Yes, 3 of 3.
What a season.
Here we go. In one day and out the same day.
Something was in and out that weekend.
What?
You know.
I don't know.
After a night of partying with the Rue Boy, with Twiztid and ICP, drive-by.
What's he talking about?
You know, it was happening. I'm sure we ate White Castle to close the night.
I definitely had White Castle during the day. We didn't talk about that before. Anyways, my name is Peter. I'm here with Chris. We are talking... What are we talking about,
Hallowicked 2001.
And we're
one of the greats all time.
And we're joined in studio by Chris's brother Jacob, who doesn't have a microphone.
How's it going?
He'll chime in if we need him to, but he's watching football that he gambled on.
Fun fact for purposes of this podcast, he was not at Hallowicked 01, but a few days later he was at the Hatchet Rising tour.
That was my first ever concert in life.
What a happening.
And that wasn't the next day?
That was Friday, I believe.
So the second?
It was a weekend, yeah. Yeah, the second, I believe.
Oh.
So what, I was like 6 years old?
Baptized in the Fago.
Is that the one where we're getting way? This isn't
the Hatchet Rising Tour podcast.
We, as mentioned, are the Juggalo Rewind. We go back and what do? We dissect old albums.
Yep.
Song by song, word by word, literally letter by letter.
Sometimes, yeah.
Sometimes we skip over shit because we don't understand what they're saying. But.
Unless it's like a sexual song, and then we get all in depth.
Oh yeah,
you know?
We definitely get deep in that.
If it involves Jamie Madrox jacking off, you know we're gonna dig in deep and figure out why.
Speaking of Jamie Madrox, this season, like we said, we're talking the Hallowicked 01 CD. And this
EP,
track,
I would call it, right? Or a single.
Maxi single.
And
this week, this episode, we are talking Twiztid's track on that CD, which is Waited Till Halloween.
Yeah.
So if you haven't already listened to the first 2 episodes of this little mini season, episode 1 was Every Halloween, and we talked about the lead up to the show, correct?
Everything that happened, you know, the week or even before the week, kind of.
Yeah, like leading up to the whole tour.
The shebang.
Episode 2, we talked Children of the Wasteland by Blaze, and then we discussed the after party and the aftermath of that night. Today, in this episode, we are talking Waited Till Halloween, Twiztid's track, and we're going to dive deep into the actual show.
Yeah, Hallowicked itself.
It's going to be a happening. This is going to be quite the episode.
Yeah, we thought it'd be good to pair up Blaze with the after party, but also, you save the, Blaze was the after party, the extra treat, but this was the, the main event. This was the Hogan Andre.
Yes, we're going a little out of order, but I think it fits what we're going to do. You just want to start jumping right in so we can start knocking this boy out?
Sure, let's get the tail of the tape on.
Tail of the tape. Do we have a producer on Waited Till Halloween?
No, this one's tough because we assume it's Mike P based on the time and who else was on there, but
did he ever do Twiztid tracks at this time in the world?
Yeah. Was this a Fritz one?
It's gotta be. I don't see...
There's no information on the CD, of course.
Oh God, no. There's absolutely zero.
I guess we didn't dig into the other album it appears on, but I don't believe that has any track listing.
That's what I was just gonna ask.
Information anywhere?
I don't think it does. So, as I look into the depths of my research, aka the spreadsheet from our homie Jiggles, who has every bit of information known to man about every song, he does not have where, when, who recorded it. So, if he doesn't have it, I don't think you're gonna have it. But Chris is still looking at the vinyl. Doesn't tell you shit.
Yeah.
It's quite okay.
I'm about to throw this on the turntable though tonight.
So now we're skipping all around, but this track is also found on the Cryptic Collection Halloween edition.
Yeah.
They have goddamn 9 Cryptic Collections, and this one landed. When did this come out? You don't have enough light over there. The studio is not well lit. It's very spooky.
This has no data, and I don't believe.
All right, well, it came out sometime after the year 2001. The time on this track?
2015. The vinyl did, at least.
What's the sticker on that boy? Is it a pumpkin scented, or what are we?
No, Fright Fest exclusive, limited edition orange vinyl, only 1,000 in existence, it says.
You think that's
accurate?
Yeah.
I mean, 1,000's a decent amount for something kind of
rare, kind of hard to find.
Yeah, not sought after by more than just the marks.
Yeah, the marks. Time on this track, 4 minutes and 20 seconds. Pretty long, boy, but we'll get into.
Nice, they hit the exact stoner number,
Oh, nice. Anyway.
The CD came out in 2006, by the way.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
I didn't consider that those came out at 2 different times. Good job.
Oh, yeah. That was an early boy.
That's about it. No notes, no features. Straight Twiztid on this one.
Yeah, this is their second Hallowicked single. We kind of discussed that earlier.
Last episode, yeah. Last time was Twiztid, Blaze, and ABK,
Juggalo
right?
Party. That one's a classic.
That's a good one. This one, if you want to say the first Twiztid only, then yes, this is the first Twiztid only Halloween track. Very throwback to their old gimmick.
Yeah, it does have a little HOK vibe to it.
Until you get to like the third verse, I think it does. But I could see this being an HOK track for sure.
This beat, maybe it's an ROC beat. I don't know. They were kind of not together at that time.
Yeah, if it was an ROC beat, then they would have stolen it from him and used it 3 years later. So I don't think it was. I'm assuming it's them and combination of them and Fritz.
Yeah, it's probably Fritz. This doesn't have that Mike P guitar driven.
That last verse kind of does.
I guess so. Well, if you know out there, call the hotline, email, something.
Oh, we didn't do any of that, right?
Look at there you go.
Good job.
What are you doing? Do your job.
Son of a bitch. Email us, like Chris said, juggalorwd@gmail.com, or you can call or text us, 810-666-1570. You can follow us on all social medias at juggalorwd, and go find us on Spotify, Apple, YouTube, Podbean, Stitcher, Google.
TikTok.
That's social media, not where you can listen to the episode. Thank you, old man Cross. Just turn on your phone and find it somewhere.
Hey, I had some banger mashups on there for you from last season if you haven't checked it out. I guess they're also on YouTube, or not YouTube, on Instagram, so whatever.
Your social media guy?
Hey, I got more TikTok followers than your old Cheese Talk has.
Because we're still going,
Who has more? Who has more followers, us on Twitter or Vince dancing?
Yeah, that is too much work.
Anyways, this is why we don't give you a microphone. What are you doing? Trying to read over my shoulder?
Just enjoying the podcast, you know?
Seeing what we do? You should see my other spreadsheet. That's crazy. You can learn a little something from me. Not how to stop people from stealing cars, but learn something nonetheless. Anyways, back to the lecture at hand. We were talking, wait until Halloween. You know how to find us on social medias and the phone. You know what's going on in this episode, on this track. So now we're going to talk about the lyrics. We're diving right in.
But before we get there,
speaking
old returning segment. It's getting late. I need a drink. I need your bottle opener.
So you're going to... Way to prepare.
Come beer. I'm done. I ain't got no beer, man. I want a brewski, huh? And a boostki. Toss me a beer. Yeah. Dog, we ain't got no fucking beer for it, Joe. What? So? This is this a cold one. Yo, all right, man. We ain't got no fucking beer for it, Joe. Stop it. Jesus.
We'll go directly to the factory. We'll
Whoa,
find out
hold on.
exactly
Slow down. It's getting late. I could use a drink.
Booski of the week.
God damn.
We kind of skipped it last season. Fan favorite, I think. I think they wanted it back. We brought it back for the special Halloween editions. And this week, no, not this week. This episode. This is all today. We got 3 Floyds American Wild Ale brewed with pears, and it's called...
The best part of this is having him read shit. Yeah. That's my favorite part.
I think it's just called Bear Pear. Pear. Bear Pear. Hell yeah, that's what it sounds like. See you there if anyone's out there. At the PAL show in a couple days. Tomorrow, I think. Anyways, this isn't time stamping. This is our Booski of the week. I picked this one because there's like a lot of ghouls and goblins and melty looking ghosts and bears. But it's
ghosts and bears.
Looks like they're all a bunch of kids in their costumes and they're all waiting on Halloween, waiting for the little goodies and snacks and treats, maybe a little bit of tricks. I don't know. We'll see what happens tonight. And this is what we're going to drink today.
How much did he drink today already? My God.
I've never had a wild ale, so let's see what this is all about.
Wild.
It smells very nice.
See what you miss out when you're not here live with us? Just wait till we start videotaping these.
A little hazy.
Well, I like how you tried to do the high pour like you're fucking the guy from Lafayette.
John Taffer. I haven't watched his Bar Rescue.
I sent you that.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Brother Jacob sent it. Young boy. What do you call him on the pod? Young Hoot or Brother Jacob?
Young Hoot boy.
He sent the video. John Taffer said, everyone tries to pour it down the side and not get the foam. You need the foam to release all the gas so you're not all bloated. So, you want to take a sniff?
I'll just smell the bottle.
That's the wrong bottle.
I'll take a little sipski.
That just smells like beer to me. It doesn't smell like anything.
Ooh, that's nice. Nice tart. Ooh, I can taste the pear. That's a good pear taste.
Young Hoot Jacob.
Pear, yeah. That's a good one.
It's kind of like a little sour with that little
yeah.
pear, too.
I was nervous. That was a $6 boy, and I was like... sometimes the party store has beer sit along a little too long, and I'm like, I don't know if this is... I've seen this label for a while, but...
Yeah.
If you're around... I don't know, where are they from?
Short Arm Chris, I can't believe I actually dug in his pocket and spent $6 on anything.
Shut your goddamn mouth. Munster, Indiana. Oh, calm down over there.
This is the sloppiest episode we've ever had. We're 10 minutes on.
Munster, Indiana. Another tie into the Halloween, the Munsters.
Like the cheese?
Try to find 3 Floyd's Bear Pear, yeah, and get yourself some tonight.
Do you take a picture of that, or is it too late?
Stone Cold.
I don't know what happened. This wild pale ale is kicking already.
Oh, God.
I gotta take the photos for the pod.
This is going to be the longest episode ever.
We're rolling on. Here we go.
Yeah.
Let's start the engines.
All right. Intro to this track is I didn't pick up on it until literally tonight on my way over here. The 2 voices are reading the exact same thing.
Oh, just over each other, yeah.
Yeah.
You never caught that?
No, at a very different pace. I only picked up on like the, would you call it like the girl voice, like the higher pitch one. That's the one like I listen to or hear.
Right.
I never got that the deeper voices.
In the back there?
Yeah.
Some of us believe Halloween to be a celebration of Samhain, the festival of sowing, the only night of the year where the dead are given a chance to walk freely among
You know what I didn't do? We might have to add this in breaking news update. We did not throw it on the turntable, slow it all the way down to hear, is it Jamie's voice?
I figured in post I will try to mess with that, but we can mess with that on the record here later, and there'll be a little
update.
Yes.
But that was my guess. It was Jamie doing the voice.
I just assumed it was Jenny and Ched Thumpman.
That's a good call.
Young Hoot Jacob is mad that he's losing his money, even though it's only the second quarter. So that's okay. It'll be okay.
This isn't a college football podcast. We don't get derailed again.
Yeah, the last episode, I think we spent more time talking about college football than we did Juggalo nonsense. But that's okay. Okay, the intro. Jamie, we assume, someone reading. Jenny reading this. So I like the suck cock.
Just rip that motherfucker out.
That's the only thing I know that Jenny says. I don't think this is her. Anyways, we don't think this is from anything, right? This is just Twiztid being spooky, kind of reading. Yeah.
It sounds like it could be something, though. Did you ever flip through the channels back when you had cable? You'd flip through and hit the History Channel in October, and they'd have the history of Halloween. This feels like something that would be read, being read over the intro to old History Channel documentary or something about Halloween.
Yeah, it's very historical.
Yeah.
Talking about once a year. I don't want to read the whole thing, but yeah, the one night of the year where the dead are given a chance to walk freely amongst the planet. Talking about wearing costumes.
Warding off the evil spirits. That's always good.
And then they tie it up with, we've patiently waited for this very night of October 31st to bring you the wicked shit, which is your favorite term for
the wicked shit. That's the Esham. This monologue also reminds me of the one Dr. Loomis gives in Halloween 2, where he talks about Sam Hain isn't evil spirits, it isn't goblins and ghouls and witches. And he gives the whole speech about how it's the bloodletting and stuff. That's what it reminds me of.
Yeah, they do a very good job of this. I'm sure they do it in other spots, but we talked about now with their songs of Sam Hain.
Yeah.
They open every CD with this.
Yeah.
Something very similar.
That was my hot take was this time of the year, the season, I associate more with Twiztid. I know Hallowicked is the original Halloween party, but Twiztid with the HOK vibes and now the songs of Sam Hain, they definitely, I feel hit the Halloween vibe more. When I jump to grab a record that's Juggalo related this time of year, the Twiztid ones usually call to me first.
I would agree. ICP may have or have had a lock on the day, but Twiztid has a lock on the month.
Yeah, I like the vibe and feel. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's just what they are. They're spooky.
Yeah.
You're not tossing on Riddlebox in October just for, you know what I mean?
I do.
but you do all the rest of the year too. So
not as much. Maybe more so now that we're Juggalo connoisseurs, Juggalo influencers, historians, but
influencers. But yeah, it's I
agree what's a fun term? Hallows Eve. When it's All Hallows Eve.
See, I don't know if I like All Hallows because it makes me think they mean Halloween.
Yeah.
Because that's All Hallows Eve because the next day is All Saints Day.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's confusing. I don't think it has to be.
Yeah, I just like the terminology.
I like when they call it the celebration of Sam Hain.
Yeah, to me, the 30th is called Devil's Night around these parts. So
around these parts,
yeah.
I'm sure everyone listening to this now knows that, but that's not a national thing.
No,
that's only a few certain cities.
I bet a lot of people would call Hallows Eve the 30th. Like Christmas Eve.
Not a lot of Devil's Nights out there, just in Detroit and Jersey. And Chicago, maybe?
Oh, they had them too?
It's funny that we just looked that up. Me and my wife were talking about, does everyone else know what Devil's Night is?
Yeah.
And we looked it up, and yeah, Detroit was mid-60s. It was fucking, the stats are crazy.
Really?
I'm not going to look it up now, but from the mid-60s to the 90s, and I think somewhere in 93, 94, they had something 170 buildings were on fire that night.
That's crazy.
And so they went up and down, and at one point where there was 10, they were like, this is great. We're doing it. It's there's still fucking 10 burning buildings. I think they called it off a couple of years ago because for about 10 or 15 years they had they called it Angels Night.
Yeah,
so all
people
the people
watching.
And I think they stopped doing that maybe 5 years ago.
Yeah, it
because
seemed
there's
like
only
the
like a handful of fires.
The past decade and a half, it really shifted. But like thinking back, like this time, 2001, we'd be going to shows and stuff. And I still would parents would be like nervous about going out on Devil's Night. Like, watch out, it's wild out there.
It was a legit thing. 90s and 2000s where that's when shit was happening. But yeah, Devil's Night is not just a D12 CD. It is.
But there's a season. Fire.
Put that on. Okay, verse number 1. You ready? Let's mention that intro takes roughly 45 seconds.
Okay.
So knock off 45 on that time.
Yeah, get that's our usual. What's the actual meat and potatoes of the song?
Yeah. Verse number 1, the Monoxide Child making his first appearance on this little mini season.
He's knocking on your door back in 1985. Tigers just won the World Series.
That would be in 84.
Oh. Sorry, yeah, you're right. 85 was the year I was born. I was just a young wee lad when he's knocking on your door.
How old is Monoxide in 85?
Probably like 10.
Yeah, I would say so, without us looking. Knocking on the door. See, let's skip ahead. I like this verse. It tells a very good story.
Right.
It's very...
Halloween at Military Street vibes.
It is. Like, I was going to say it's HOK, but do they tell stories like this? Like, I think they do.
They got like The Mask. It has a Season of the Pumpkin vibe for sure.
So he talks about being a kid on Halloween by himself, by the way.
Yeah.
Knocking on a door. Old man opens it up. I assume it's an old man. And he says, "This is a special treat for you, little guy. And if you eat it right now, you'll get another surprise."
What's he insinuating there?
He's giving him a treat. He's not insinuating anything.
With the other surprise.
He's going to get, I would have thought, another piece of candy.
Piece of candy? I don't know. This guy kind of rubs me the wrong way.
God damn, pal.
I like his little voice change on this, though. "This is a special treat for you, little guy."
This is a special treat for you, little guy. And if you eat it right now, you get another surprise.
Monoxide says, "Fuck it. Give it up. And let me eat it. Hurry up."
He's... Coming back to last season that we just finished up, he's got the same enthusiasm for the candy as he did for the fucking drugs in Wizard of the Hood.
He's a hungry little boy. He wants candy.
I love that whole line, though. I always sing that along intensely. "Fucking give it up. Let me eat it. Hurry up."
And by the time he went to swallow, he was covered in blood. So it is then known that the old man is laughing at him. And in fact, the other surprise was a razor blade.
Yeah.
I found that, I wrote down that that's a very quick turnaround. Like, if, say someone gives you like a Reese's cup, and there's a razor blade in it, and you bite into it, you're going to know it right away, right?
Yeah.
And are you going to be covered in blood? I mean, you're going to cut yourself for sure.
I mean, he could have slit his tongue right off. That'd been squirting blood out
I don't
fast.
think it would cut it off. I don't know, but
got it right.
I get what he's saying. It's crazy that he... now the guy is laughing at me, saying the joke has been made. We already said that. The other side is the razor blade. "Now I'm choking on my own blood. I can't breathe, and I really want to leave." Now this is where it starts getting, not complaining. I keep having to say I'm not bitching about it. It sounds like I am. He goes from a straight up story that's somewhat real-ish to now it's like the surreal. What am I calling it? The
supernatural.
Yeah.
Paranormal.
Paranormal's a good word. But now my soul is stuck. I'm just another ghost in the house, and every Halloween I'm the unseen that tries to take you out. Mm-hmm. He's not just dead. He turned into like a ghoul. Yeah.
A ghoul.
This is the fucked up part.
I like it. I took it that like this guy who killed him is kind of a master of the black arts.
Oh yeah, it's not just a creepy old fucking normal dude.
He's like some occult guy, and now he's trapping them inside his house. The ghosts are all in his house. Did you ever see American Horror Story, the like very first season?
The one with the guy fucking people in the latex?
Yeah. There's a lot of fucking in all those series.
Talk slower.
But like, but they all get trapped in that one house. Like, I remember the girl like was crawling to try to like leave the property because like her soul will be trapped there.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, that's the kind of vibe I get. That like he kills them on the property because that house has a special vibe that like your soul's trapped there forever.
I get that.
Just because you don't like supernatural, Pete, you just want realistic. You just want his dead body sitting there on the ground and nothing else to happen to him.
I didn't say that at all. I didn't even let me fucking finish.
Just because you don't like the Call to Thorn Halloweens, you just like the standard, he's just a killer.
What?
You don't like the paranormal, I'm saying. Go on. What were you saying?
I don't remember.
His soul was stuck in.
Yeah. This is where like Monoxide goes from a innocent little boy who got killed to, but this is my day and all you little boys and girls are going to pay. I got to wait until my time comes once a year, and until then, I'm just a little boy that disappeared.
Yeah.
So these are my questions. Is he the only one that this happened to, or is this guy like harvesting numerous souls?
That's what I took, but yeah, he seems kind of lonely.
If it's numerous, then there's a bunch of ghouls killing a bunch of kids. Like you're gonna like run out of kids instantly at that point. It's just I wondered.
You think people would catch on? Like, don't go to that house.
Yeah,
every kid disappears when they go to that house.
Don't go near that guy. He's weird. What was I just going to say? You keep throwing me off with all your nonsense.
Yeah, sorry, I'm excited. It's the time of the year.
It is. It's my day, little boys and girls. Fuck, where was I going with that? It was somewhat important.
Him being the only soul trapped there?
I mean, yeah, him being the only... Oh, I was also thinking, is this like... And I don't think it is. I don't know any other way to explain this. I'm sure you'll come up with a million different movies. Yeah. Like the Santa Claus, where like the guy has to kill a kid to take his place. So now, is Monoxide really like going around killing little kids as a little kid, or is he now the old man? Like the old man had to get another soul to release his soul.
Man, that's thinking deep on that one.
You know what? There's like a million movies that are like that, but I just can't. Like they're getting old and they like, it's like very vampire or very, I've had this body for 300 years. Now I have to like
upgrade, a new model.
Like the Mummy maybe does it. Fucking, I don't know. I feel like I can't, I'm going to think of a bunch of them afterwards, but the Santa Claus is the only one I can think of. Tim Allen.
Santa Claus. I was thinking of Hellraiser. You got to bring all the bodies and feed the guy as his body, forms back from the fucking hell void he came from.
Yeah, I'm not talking like feeding like a vampire. I'm talking
just
like
straight your soul bouncing.
Yeah, like Fallen, kind of.
I don't know if I've seen that.
With John Goodman and Denzel Washington.
No, I haven't seen that.
It's kind of horror, like it's more not horror,
thriller.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I like Goodman. He's great and everything. You know what's, man, speaking of Halloween, John Goodman, Roseanne Halloween specials.
Oh, yeah, those are always
fucking awesome. Those are so good.
Not as good as Simpsons Halloween specials.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Tool Time.
Do they have one all the time?
They have one every year. And like Garrett always says, the friend of the pod, Wayne County Garrett, who was on season 1, he always says my basement's like Tim Allen's.
That's funny.
His little haunted house he built down there.
Oh, I remember that. All right. So Monoxide gives us a good little verse there. Anything else with his occult that you want to?
I think that was good.
All right. You're welcome. Hook. I don't think we've hit the hook yet, right?
No,
this is the first one?
First one. I like it.
I waited for Halloween.
So I can bug out smoke like a lunatic or rip your fucking throat out.
Full moon illuminated in the sky at night. I mean, it's got a cool sound, but I don't know if the words like really mean much.
Man, I love anytime you're painting a full moon on a hunter's moon. That's what they call it around this time of year, right?
I have no idea.
Big, bright, glowing moon in an October sky. Oh yeah, give me that visual. I'm down with this.
All right.
Crisp leaves flowing across the street.
A lot of leaves in your neighborhood.
There's a lot of trees around here.
God.
Okay. You should see the mounds when we rake because they come out and pick up at the curb.
Oh yeah, there's
it's like
a ton
as tall
of
as the car by the time they show up.
I had to avoid some of them coming over here today. Verse number 2. Jamie Madrox gets his own verse. He doesn't follow anything that Monoxide says.
Yeah.
I know they're a group. I know that they're spooky, but did they talk about what each one was going to rap about? I don't think they did.
No, they're too. Well, there's a lot of songs like this, though, where each person tells their own story in their verse. It's like an anthology inside of a song.
Yeah, but they don't match at all. So
yeah, this he was a kid trick-or-treating, and now this is a teenager stealing jack-o'-lanterns on Halloween night. It's almost like the movie Trick or Treat. There's different stories. They're all in the same neighborhood. That's how I'm gathering this.
Okay. Except I don't think he's a teenager. I feel like he's adult Jamie Madrox.
He's just Jamie Madrox.
Yeah.
Oh, he loves the season 2. He wants to steal jack-o'-lantern. Smoke out of it.
Yep, stealing jack-o'-lanterns and making bongs out of them, right? Feeling good now and flying high like a wicked witch. Wicked fucking witch. Sorry, my apologies.
Yeah.
Riding brooms through the night sky. I'm sure you love that too, like the little silhouette of the witch over the moon.
Give me all the classic, iconic
Halloween
visuals.
So this is where I was going. We don't trick for treats, we spit on beats. So that makes me think he's a rapper. So he's not just a teenager.
He's playing himself.
He's 32-year-old Jamie.
He was probably like 25 at this time, right?
And smash motherfuckers in the middle of their own street. Give me my shit, bitch, is my reply. Or
what's he taking? Candy? But he's a grown man. Like, what is he?
I think it gets into it in a little bit.
Okay.
Breaking jaws and swelling your eye tonight. It's all Hallows Eve, so it makes it okay.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I know you're you're like, slow down. I want to hear All Hallows Eve. Very important. I like his talk about it kind of goes back to the intro, like how the costume and the mask goes into Halloween. Tell me, do you believe in that costume you're wearing in an attempt to deceive? And then he does like his different little voice. Give me the mask.
Do you think this is what was HOK called after they left? Is it a diss on them?
Half-breed?
Half-breed? Was that going on at this time? It said, it's not the mask I got beef with, it's the punk that's inside of them.
So that's what...
Weren't they kind of feuding at this era?
Yeah, when was that? I would say so.
Yeah, I think that might be a diss on them.
It's not
little sneak in there.
I mean, he is talking about rapping, and he is talking about being behind a mask.
Yeah.
But there's really nothing else that gives you that vibe. But I get you.
Yeah.
I don't know if it really is.
I feel like at the time I was even thinking it. Like we're on the message board and we're like, oh, is he dissing half-breed in this line? Remember those days? You sit around the internet and try to figure it out? And do that now again?
Now we're doing it at the bar as old men. It's not the mask I got beef with. It's the punks that are inside of him. But we humanely, patiently now waited forever to bring this, and my advice is lock your doors and mind your business. See, I take that as like he's beating people up in the street, and there's like a little old lady watching like through the curtain, and he's like, fucking mind your business.
It ain't the mask I got beef with, it's the punks that's inside of them. Be humanly patient, I waited forever to bring this, and my advice is lock your doors and mind your business.
That makes me think of a story completely unrelated to Halloween. Another character that we know that hasn't been on the pod, but he knew someone back in high school who tells all these crazy stories about this guy. So they're out camping, maybe their 20s or whatever. He's like, pulls over, starts stealing this wood. Some guy's house, this old man comes out. He's like, hey, what are you doing? You don't take that guy's wood. He goes, shut up, mind your fucking business, old man. I'll come out there and beat your ass. And the guy just walks away. That's what this made me think of.
Doesn't want to tussle with a kid.
Mind your fucking business, old man. Steal all his wood.
Was that Moody?
No, this was Luke's crazy friends. He was one of the guys back when we talked to. Was this on the 2 episodes ago, or was this later? And the Wizard of the Hood, we discussed people who we knew told stories about beating Ice P's ass, knowing people.
Oh, we've talked about that for 3 seasons.
He has tons of those stories because he's from downriver in that era, and like Joe C would hang out at all the parties he hung out at. So he has plenty of stories. We'll bring him on for the Devil Without a Cause episode or season.
We'll do that for election week. When
surprise drop of Devil Without a Cause.
When he wins the governorship of Michigan.
Goddamn no.
We'd like to once again apologize to the world for unleashing Kid Rock post like 2004.
Right.
Before then, he was totally fine.
Yeah.
After then, he flipped the switch.
Devil Without a Cause alone, still, I think, banger. You know, what are you gonna do?
Yeah. What are you gonna do? Not vote for him for governor is what you're gonna do. He's running for governor and Isham's running for mayor. Could you imagine?
Isham tried. He just didn't turn in the paperwork before the deadline.
He would have won, for sure.
He was like 5 minutes late to turn it in. It's a party at the Manoogie. I just posted it yesterday on Twitter.
I saw that.
Crazy. GETROIT. Get out and VOTE. But you
ain't gotta vote for me. If you don't, bitch, you crazy. It's a party at the Manugian. Tell all your friends I'm not a hooligan. Ice cold, bringing back cool again. Watch the hip hop mirror act a fool again. I'm not trying to dish you, stick to the issue. Double up my paper like 2-ply tissue. Tell Kwame we miss you. Kill Patrick.
Hook again.
Yeah, same one.
Yep.
Nice vibes. Like I said, the beat and the hook, like kind of cruising the streets Halloween song. You know, every Halloween was more upbeat party. Same with Children of the Wasteland. You know, Bang and Bee. This one, you know, you're cruising along. Nice late night track, but then it picks up here.
It does. Here is where the beat gets way heavier.
Yeah.
So they've split the verse here. Madrox and Monoxide. Monoxide first. Again, not really now telling a story.
Yeah, I mean, all of it goes together outside of his first one. He's just like, I have this really cool idea. I want to rap about this little kid. So
that would have been cool as like, it's almost a very Marsh Lagoon or like one of those like Green Book kind of story time songs. But yeah, it doesn't really fit here.
Story time with Mr. Monoxide.
Very much going back to the ICP song here.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. I paint it up every motherfucking day. I assume he means his face, right?
Yeah.
He's throwing buckets at the cars on the freeway.
Throwing pumpkins.
Oh, that's funny.
Not buckets.
This is what I have written down as buckets. Come on, Mustard. God damn it.
He updated it on Genius at this point.
Thank you, Mustard. Thank you for fixing whoever's fuck-ups those were.
I'm surprised you just don't remember it. Come on now. Sing it in your head.
I don't give a fuck, I clean it up every motherfucking day. On the bridge, throwing buckets at the cars on the freeway. I'm smoking squares, snatching heads instead of bags.
I'm sorry. You know I can't do that.
Smoking squares, snatching heads instead of bags.
Leaving candles in your neck so I can light to take a drag.
He's like Joe Pesci, 8 eggs in a duffel bag.
I never saw that movie.
Oh, man. That's like what the music video Bowling Balls is like.
Really? Yeah, I've never seen it.
I think that's Joe Pesci, right?
I think so.
Yeah, and David Spade.
Yeah, there's a bunch of people in it. I just have never watched that.
Add that to your
season
letterbox watch list.
Well, I'll do that right now. Patiently waiting for the season to arrive? Yeah, because he's lonely. He's been trapped in this guy's house for all of the year. Make your body like a pumpkin seed and pass it out like pieces of candy on Hallows Eve.
It's kind of gross. I like pumpkin seeds, though, man. It's one of the best parts of the season. Big old roasted pumpkin seed batch.
He's not making your body like a pumpkin seed. Isn't he like... Wouldn't your guts be like the pumpkin seeds? Like he's gutting you like a pumpkin?
No, what would be the seed? It'd be more like your like cartilage, probably.
Like, yeah, your innards.
Yeah. No, the innards is like the guts that you scoop out of the pumpkin. You pull the pumpkin seeds out of. So I think the pumpkin seeds would be more like cartilage.
Little bone fragments?
Yeah, maybe like if you ripped an ear off and took that, not a bone, but like...
Anyways. He's passing that out like candy. And then we get right to Jamie.
Yeah.
Jumps right in.
I love his first verse here. I got a pet dead head and I feed it quarter bags of Doritos.
What does he even mean? What's he talking about?
I don't know. Like a Grateful Dead fan? I just think he has like a crackhead that he's buying quarter bags.
He's got a pet dead head. So the head of a dead pet or a dead head that he's using as a pet?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because they were talking about snatching heads.
So
multiple times.
Walking around like Bray Wyatt with a fucking head.
Just shoving Doritos in its mouth.
Quarter bags of those little boys that are like 25 cents.
$1.10, right?
And there's nothing in them. There's like 3 fucking Doritos. Never said I was on the channel. Everyone is, but that's okay. It don't matter. When I hear them talk about channel, I just think Channel Zero.
Yeah, from
Season of the Pumpkin.
We now return to the program. Season of the Pumpkin. So good.
Waited for Halloween to get loose and wrap a rope around your neck and make a comfortable noose. No nooses are really comfortable, but that's okay.
Well, he's a master of it. He makes it nice and comfy for you.
And watch you swing, terrified of everything from the dark of the lyrics in the song.
Everything from the dark to the lyrics that we sing.
Jamie Madrox comes with that. And then we have the hook again.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
But before the hook, you have a little
sample we have like sample hook.
Yeah. And then sample again. And they're both from the same thing. Thank you to let's see, old Mushy Mustard himself for not only...
Where's Shadowlander?
Yeah, what's he been up to? There is someone we follow on Instagram, Shadowlander like art, and I don't know if it's the same person. They make like wild ass creepy paintings and shit.
I wish, that'd be great.
I don't know if it's the same person or not. But thanks to Mustard, he pointed in. I remember I've heard the song a billion times over the past 20 years, and I never like thought to put together what it was from.
Yeah, but what it was. Yeah.
Then when you hear it, I catch it. It's the Fat Albert Halloween special from 1977.
Oh yeah.
So it's Bill Cosby, different time.
God damn.
His character in the special talking. So
is that on both of them? I'm sorry, both.
Yeah, both
clips are from
the
them.
Same thing, and old Mustard has them queued up on.
I
Genius,
saw that.
so
That's great.
Right at the spots, very good. Brother Russell, though, that's his real brother. That he had the album. Remember his live comedy album, To My Brother Russell.
Vaguely,
yeah. But
is that the one where he admits to date raping women?
I don't think he ever admitted that, did he?
We're not going to get into it. Did you watch the special?
No.
Neither did I, but they go back, and I mean, hindsight's 2020. Hindsight's 2020, but there were times. I don't know if I buy all of this, whatever, but like he had bits about that was way too eerily similar.
Yeah.
And then he was on Larry King in like the 90s talking about how much it would literally take to drug a woman, like an exact dosage, and it's like, how did no one think about this? So,
Fuck.
Yeah, America's dad right there.
Yeah.
Anyways, we put him in the spooky song.
They didn't know at the time what he was.
They're like, what monster can we put here? Oh, let's put him.
The little clips, though, I always thought this was cool. I like your lid covered licorice taffy, apple popcorn, peanut orange, donut, peppermint, little rant he gives. Always sounded cool to me.
Then what's the other one? Like snakes and spiders and...
Yeah. At the end when he's like, don't... Or... go up to the door or whatever, and they're like, no, 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 no. The little echo they put on the end of it sounds very spooky and cool. It makes me think of the tying back to the beginning. They're like daring the kid to go up to the house that the old man cut all the kids' tongues off with his razor blade candies.
You're taking liberties with that story. That's okay.
That's what I'm telling you what I hear when I listen to this. My brain connects it back to the beginning.
That's okay.
Get your ass away from there, Lonnie. I just want to drop a little Loomis for scaring the kid from the house.
Have a whole Loomis podcast. Just to note, the hook, the outro, and both outros, about 45 to 48 seconds.
Okay.
So we're shaving with intro and outros a minute and a half off that 420.
So it's a quick little track then without those.
It is. It's long in totality, but in the meat and potatoes, it's not very long. All right, so that is the track. What's it called?
Waited till Halloween.
Till Halloween.
Because I want to smoke out, but blow my... I forgot what it
says. Already forgot what the lyrics are.
Bug out, that's what it was.
2 seconds later and we're done. Okay, before we start talking about what we thought about the song or how it ties into the other tracks or just our overall thoughts, we are going to jump into Hallowicked 2001, the actual show. So as we talked about, first episode we talked about everything leading up to the show.
Right.
Second episode we talked about everything after the show. Yeah. This episode we're talking about the actual show, Hallowicked 2001. I keep saying the State Theater.
There was a big run where they were there forever.
Yeah.
But
State Fairgrounds. 8 Mile
One
and
only
Woodward.
time they've been there.
Yep. One and done. It was as I blow up my screen here, bloop. It was a Wednesday night.
Hump week, or what do they call it? Hump day. You break up the day with a little bit of Hallowicked magic.
I was trying to think. I was definitely in college.
Yeah.
2001. And there was definitely a semester, 2 semesters back to back. One I had Monday, Wednesday, Friday classes. The next one I had Tuesday, Thursday.
Okay.
I think we talked about that maybe last episode, if not for other stories.
Man, I forgot about that's how class would be broken up though. Like those.
Yeah, you get your Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Fridays.
Forgot all about that.
Those good old days. So yeah, this was a Wednesday night. I definitely came home from college for it. I don't know if I skipped class or if I just didn't have.
I imagine you had to skip something a little early.
Unless I had a Tuesday, Thursday, which is possible.
Yeah, I was in high school at the time.
So you went to school. that also could be why I was there early all day. Because maybe I didn't have class. So you were definitely in school.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I believe I showed up with a friend of the pod we discussed a few times, Steve, and our buddy Chris Sanchez. I think it was the three of us rolled out there together to it.
So you went to class and then you didn't skip out on anything?
No, we showed up pretty early. Like, I think we discussed this before we even jumped on this, that I remember like waiting in that huge ass line for God knows what reason.
Yeah.
Maybe the merch.
Get your Twiztid Motherfucker shirt.
Still wear it. Maybe I'll wear it this weekend.
Wednesday night, as we said. Also, note, there's a big World Series game that night. I should have been home watching. Yankees tied up 2-2
Fuck
with
the Yankees.
Arizona Diamondbacks.
I don't give a shit.
Then proceeded to lose the next fucking 2 games.
That's what they get.
What? Anyways. They were America's team in 2001.
America's team.
Carrying the...
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, everyone had to jump on their bandwagon because of that.
Jump on their bandwagon.
Fuck all that. The Saturday before that, 2:30, wasn't nighttime yet, but the Michigan Wolverines rolled into Kinnick Stadium.
2:30?
The place where teams come to die. Well, it was 3:30, but they're an hour behind, right? Yeah. So it got dark by the second half. Michigan not scared of the Kinnick energy. They won 32-26.
Who's the quarterback in 2001? Fucking
Jehan Navarre, he is. Brother Jacob calls him.
Yes.
John Navarre, I believe, was the quarterback.
That's possible. Good call. Okay, so sorry. Enough.
Ronald Bellamy was the wide receiver, who's the wide receiver's coach right now. Nice little tie back.
Well, that's nice.
Chris Perry was a running back. What a team. What a squad. Anyways, this is a Michigan history podcast.
Not yet. Young Hoot is back. Now he's leaving again. Thanks for stopping by. All right, the show itself. Well, we kind of mentioned it, so why not keep fiddle fucking with your microphone?
Sorry, it went down.
Every time I say that, I don't think anyone can hear it, but then I do something and it's just loud as fuck.
Fuck off. Fuck off.
We talked about going early because you wanted to get the merch.
That would be my guess, because you'd fight for a good spot back then. You'd push your way through.
No,
you wouldn't.
I agree. Yeah. So while we're here, why not let's talk about the merch? Yeah.
Good call.
So there's a good little number of merchandise here. Not only did they have all of the Hatchet Rising tour stuff,
merch tour at the time,
they threw a little bit of extra, and I think this bleeds into
the after party,
but that's okay. And you did the research for this, didn't you?
Yeah, good so job. I could have missed some things. I tried digging through the old PT post at the time. I think that's where I got most of it cleared up. There was what size did we say? Those 18 by 27?
18 by 24.
24.
The poster.
Yeah, they had the poster, which is the same image on the T-shirt.
And the flyer. Yeah, everything's the exact same.
Yeah. Picture of ICP from Lotus Arrow with a nice J visor. Big fan of that look.
Oh yeah, it is that picture.
Yeah, and it's just them from a photo shoot at that time where they're like in an alley, like a sewer. It looks like.
Was Jay with the Lotus jersey?
Yeah, and Shaggy's got the red Hatchet Man, and he's like kind of posed like a zombie or Frankenstein.
Didn't they do that on the cover of like the Real Detroit?
Yeah, they used that same photo shoot there. So that was the main picture. Then you had a little picture of Blaze, a little picture of Twiztid, and I believe Dark Lotus. Let me take.
There's a Dark Lotus in the back.
Yeah, basically kind of like the Hatchet Rising tour, but just a little adjustment with the Hallowicked on there. That was the poster and the T-shirt, but then Twiztid had a cool T-shirt, which
that's the one that you wore last episode.
Picture of them with a pumpkin below them. It says "Happy Hallowicked motherfuckers," and then just a giant 2001 on the back. Nothing else like right on the back. Kind of cool. Just have the year in a spooky looking font.
And then the orange Freak Show jersey was also exclusive?
I believe that was at the after party. That and the hoodie were only at the after party.
Hoodie, yes. The Freak Show jersey, I feel like
I think it popped up again after, but I think that's where it debuted and was like exclusive for a minute there.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there's a post of you on PT asking if anyone has one in size, whatever you're looking for. You were trying to get one.
So yeah, I can't believe Blaze didn't have a special shirt. That was way too early for him.
Yeah, he's still like a jobber.
Yeah. Sorry, Blaze.
And again, it's kind of crazy. That's all they had. I mean, there could have been more if anyone else remembers.
I mean, I would say nowadays, but like the past, I'd say 5-10 years, there's instances of them having like multiple Hallowicked shirts.
Fuck
so
ton. Even like this year, they have the Hallowicked pre-order merch, which isn't even like the merch for the show. It's like Hallowicked season merch. They had like fucking 20 shirts and jerseys. But then at the show, they have like different ones. There's too much.
Yeah, they have a shit ton.
Yeah, back then that was like it. I think
you had one and done.
That was cool. You had to. That's why you waited in line fucking so early. You wanted to get it. And man, the after party, like I said, I think the Freak Show jersey was just there, but the hoodie 100% was. And this hoodie I used to have. I want it back. Anyone has one. Large, XL. I want Hallowicked 01 jersey. It said Hallowicked in orange. It was back when they did the patches on the hoodies, which was cool as hell.
Yeah, they were very well made.
Yeah.
But also the hoodie, talk about being super thick and like shrunk, and then the patch like stayed the same size. Or like,
yeah, it would. There's a 2X been popping up on eBay for like $75. They're asking, but no one pulls the trigger, and I'm like, it's a little like worn, beat up a bit, but I'm like, I wonder if a 2X would be too big, like swimming in and out. But anyways,
but not the way that they fit, and then
right.
have not been
wear a
washed.
little bit bigger, but if it's too big, then I'm like, I'm never gonna wear it.
I don't think it would be. I think it'd be fine.
But yeah, but the patch just said Hallowicked. It had a little Hatchet Man on it, and then the back on the butt it had a little patch that said Detroit, which was super.
Yeah,
cool.
you're right, because they used to just say Hatchet Gear.
Yeah,
you're right. That one said like Hallowicked, right?
Yeah, I remember marking hard for that, and I remember wearing that the next day to school. Hay all fucking stuck in it still from the after party we discussed in the last episode, getting tossed by Zug Island, like dead tired, falling asleep in English class. Yeah, that was the merch at the time. I don't believe there's anything else.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else, but I honestly didn't do the research that we usually do, so apologies. But
yeah, good job. I gotta carry this ship.
If you follow us on social media, I'm sure we will have pictures of these and more on our Instagram. So
got a lot of posting I gotta do. I gotta do the wrap up for the Wizard of the Hood and these ones. Got a lot of merch pictures I gotta pull.
I'm sure you'll pull through like you always do. We have faith in you. While we're talking about, I wouldn't say merch, but I'll still call it merch because it's a collectible. Also at this show, they threw out flyers for the Black Magic CD.
Yeah.
Did you get those? Do you remember?
Yeah, I had one, and I had to have been from here. I don't know if I still have it.
I
would imagine I still do, because I never unloaded like that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big mark, so I keep all that stuff. I would assume that I have both colors. It was red and green.
That was a time with the colored flyers. That was always cool. Just like they made them at like a Kinko's that day, you know. But
oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you would chase down the two colors and shit like that.
Oh yeah, no, I was a huge mark, so I kept all that kind of stuff. Yeah, it was advertising it. We have it right here. I have a picture of it. I thought on the back it said something, but here we go. Sorry. Trick or treat. Congratulations, Juggalo or Juggalette.
Oh, that's when I started adding Juggalette to the vernacular.
Keep this card to redeem the number 2. Keep this card to redeem your exclusive Black Magic track. Not available anywhere, not even on the album. Sorry, there's a glare here. Mm-hmm. Mad Rare. Call 313-438-2812, which is the Twiztid hotline. On November 10th, 2001 for your flavor. So on November 10th, when Juggalos called this phone number, they were instructed to mail the flyers to Psychopathic to receive their free Black Magic single, which ended up being Wrong With Me.
I remember getting that, so I must have got it from that gimmick.
Yeah, I remember doing it. I definitely have the CD.
Right. I still have that.
But I can't believe you actually mailed them something and they sent it back.
Right.
Like, that seems like
a lot of work.
Yeah, like something went wrong and they're just like, fuck it. Just show
Go to
up.
Rock of Ages and pay $5.
I can't believe that actually happened. I mean, I have it and I did it. I just don't remember that part of it.
I imagine you had some extra flyers because you got to keep the copies. So.
Oh yeah, and what I said, red and green, right?
Yeah.
This is like a yellow, but still.
I like the creepy photo that was on the front of it.
Yeah, that weird looks like fucking
demon girl.
Yeah, very creepy. I don't like it.
I dig it.
There's the CD, which is funny. why do they do this? So here's a great question, and I'm sure they've answered this, but this is stuff that I would love to know. A, the CD itself, Black Magic, Wrong With Me, 2001 Hallowicked exclusive.
Oh, it says it on the CD.
Yes. So, did they plan on giving this away, and at the last minute they couldn't or didn't, so they made the flyer? Why are there? Where did this come from? Like, it's a more rock track,
right?
So they were
emo-y track. They
were kind of insinuating that it was the beginning of a new rock project that never really got off the ground.
Album, right?
So,
do we need to do a fourth bonus episode and cover
Wrong With Me? I mean, it does say Hallowicked exclusive.
You know what we should do? We still have time. We make flyers. We pass them out at Fright Fest and Hallowicked. They got to mail it back to us, and then we mail them that episode.
On what? On CD?
Email them. They get that's not on Spotify, Apple. It's just an MP3 they get of the Wrong With Me episode.
I feel like I've wanted to do stuff like that, and I'm always told no.
I don't tell you nothing.
And I had a George Strait poster on my wall. I said, can I take it down? And he told me no.
They told me no. That's okay.
Maybe next year.
I want to do CDs, and then someone tells us my car doesn't even have a CD player, so who even plays CDs anymore? And I'm like, God damn it. So that's why we don't do anything.
Cassette tape single. Single. Remember those in the little sleeve? That's what we'll make.
Okay, so we talked about the flyers, we talked about that, and we talked about merch, so let's talk about the actual show.
Yeah.
What do you remember about the actual show?
I remember this, and when I was digging through PT, you had a post about the venue being fucking huge for a Hallowicked, and it seemed like there was a ton of people there. And we talked about the single wasn't limited, what did they say, 5,000? 8,000? Definitely wasn't 8,000 people there, but there was a lot of fucking people there for the time. Right. Maybe even now, most attendees at a Hallowicked.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, the State Theater holds $5,000. I know the State Theater holds $5,000.
Yeah.
So those sold out fairly regularly.
A couple of them did, yeah.
So even if this had $4,000 or $5,000, yeah, right. But it's just all flat. So
yeah, it's very long. There's no levels like the State Theater where you kind of break people up.
It's just one giant flat square.
Yeah, that I remember. I remember this. I found the photos digging through the old Wayback Machine. I remember all the Fagos shoved in the pine tree waiting in line. And while I was waiting in line, I remember a guy running with a fucking chainsaw down the line like a maniac dressed as Leatherface.
That's funny.
Things like that. For the show itself, I remember we discussed, or I made notes of this, found some photos. Twiztid coming out of Santa Claus and tossing gifts in the crowd.
Yes.
The swap of Lotus opening compared to headlining.
Right. So for the normal tour, Blaze opened, then Twiztid, then ICP, then I assume a break, and then Lotus headline.
Yeah.
For this one, I very specifically remember I usually don't go up front. I'm not an up front, mark out kind of guy. But for that one, I'm like, you know what? I want to be up front for Blaze. And then we got up there, and then fucking Lotus started.
Yeah.
And just my feet literally were not touching the ground.
That made so much back then. I was a small, skinny boy back in those days. Yeah, your shoulders just get lifted up in the sea of people.
Oh, that sucked. And I mean, I think I stayed up there for a majority of Lotus, but I'm like, I can't do this. Like, it was way too much. I wasn't expecting it. It was just way too much.
The rush of humanity chasing the stage then, because everyone's hyped up, fired up right at the beginning, and then you hit with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And would you like to know what they open with? I have their whole set list here.
I am interested.
Yeah, so, excuse me, folks, the Pear Bear's kicking. If you go on YouTube, they have the entire set list, just audio, but give it a listen. This is the Lotus set. I have to go and look if it's different from... There's no way. It's exactly the same from the tour.
Yeah, no, they don't fuck around with that.
But it was Alibaba, followed by Gimme That Blood, Bad Rap, and then they switch it up and throw in at $85 an hour, which, if you listen, the crowd pops hard when they throw that in there. And then Bitch I'm Sexy, staple, Hound Dogs, And We Dance, and then it plays the Swarm beat and kind of makes it the outro. If they don't actually sing it, it's just the beat kicks in, they kind of take off.
Exit them off. If you are not familiar with any of those songs.
Nice plug, Ski.
All of those songs are on season 1 and season 2 of our Juggalo Rewind podcast. So
I'd love to hear Bitch I'm Sexy again live, because that's not a Twiztid Lotus tracks. We don't hear it unless the clowns break it out one time, but I want to hear Shaggy sing like Rod Stewart again. Miss those days.
Well, you can go back and listen to us talk about it for an hour if you really want to. So Lotus opened, which was a pretty big deal. I think that caught everyone by surprise, thinking that was the headliner.
Right.
But in retrospect, it makes sense how they did it.
Yeah. Yeah, because Ice-P's got a headline, Hallowicked.
Yeah. So I assume, I don't remember how long the break was. Took a little break.
Man, back in those days, I felt like the break took forever. Like, I don't know if it's because we weren't drinking beers at the bar. Like, now your libations flowing kind of help you pass the time. I feel like as younger, it just felt like it was forever. They played that spooky Halloween sound CD just on like a loop all done.
There's definitely an era of like in 97, 98 when you were going to shows that like they played an entire Rage CD or an entire Korn CD or Limp Bizkit, but it was the entire fucking CD.
Between each set.
It's like, oh my god, it's fucking 40 minutes in between artists. It was a disaster.
They definitely move a lot better now between. They have a lot more acts a lot of times on these shows, but there was big gaps, it felt like.
Yeah, brutal. So anytime between 2 minutes and 45 minutes, Blaze and ABK did their set.
I remember them, like, I can't remember if it's this show. No, this show, there was photos. They came out like with afro wigs
did see that,
and like neon color shirts. But I remember that tour they'd ride the lowrider bikes out, and I don't know if they did on this or not, but that was definitely like their gimmick at the time.
I don't remember.
Ride those out.
Maybe. That sounds vaguely familiar. Next, as you said, Twiztid came out as like Santa Claus and throwing shit from their giant candy, their bags.
I swear I caught a Misery CD. Like, I feel like it was like random shit that was in there.
I thought someone caught a pack of Newports.
They definitely threw out cigarettes. Yeah, I do remember that. But I swear I had a Misery Paris Lassie. Like they're just like, what's in the warehouse? Just fuck throwing.
That's funny. Just hey, what's in the back of the car? Throw it all out there. And then they did their nice normal set. And then ICP headlined it. And you have a couple notes here for stuff that they did.
Yeah, these came. I believe these are from either you or Jelly Nuts. Someone's post Hallowicked wrap up.
Two very high-level influencers of the late 90s, early 2000s of the Juggalo web.
I pulled these from someone's recap, and
you're welcome.
These songs they definitely played on this show was Dog Beats, Get Off Me Dog, Night of the Axe. They did not play Chicken Huntin'.
I can't believe they didn't play Chicken Huntin'.
I think it was you, because I think you were like specific, like it was different to hear them not play Chicken Huntin'.
For that time, playing Dog Beats is a big deal.
Yeah. I feel like I remember that. Like, oh shit, they're playing, something you never really heard.
Is playing Night of the Axe really that big a deal? That like someone would have like noted it?
I feel like at that time they were playing a lot of Malenko, Jekyll Brothers.
Yeah.
Bizarre. So when they pulled out anything from like
that's just weird.
First couple,
I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like this show was like heavy Carnival Carnage era stuff, and it was like, oh, that's kind of cool because they don't play a lot of those at that time.
Did they do that same set for the rest of the tour?
That I don't remember.
Or did they shorten their set? Like did they? I guess Lotus wasn't that long.
They had a shortened Lotus, you would think, if that was the headliner back.
I mean, Lotus is only, 8 songs? So
it's like a 20-minute set.
I can see them just headlining with that on the tour. I don't think they would have played an hour and a half as Lotus.
As Lotus, yeah.
I don't know.
I don't remember.
Ask Jacob if he remembers. If you were reading something that I wrote, I probably noted Get Off Me Dog because I always tell this story and we're never going to, get back to it. I very distinctly remember them playing that at Halloween 97. because I thought that was cool as fuck.
Right.
They had their stage set up. They closed the curtains, and Shaggy did "Get Off Me Dog" in front of the curtain.
That's cool.
And then they opened it back up, and they had all the desks like it was a school, and for Mr. Johnson's head.
That's sweet.
There were people sitting at all the desks, and Jay came in and sat down. I'm that's fucking sweet. I think they've redone that over the years.
Yeah.
But seeing it like then, I'm like, holy fuck, this is awesome.
That's cool.
So that's probably why I noted that I liked "Get Off Me Dog."
Yeah.
I would assume that was from me.
Last year at the old Palcast Live, he busted that out, and I marked, like, he did a cool little mini set of like 4 or 5 old songs, like maybe 2 new ones that all were like bangers.
Yeah, he does a good job with his solo boys.
Yeah.
So that was a good show. Your memories were happy?
Yeah, I remember Cousin Aaron, friend of the pod. This was his only ICP show, and I remember him and his buddies he was with. We maybe we had cell phones then. If we did, it was like, I don't know, didn't use it much. But yeah, we weren't together, but we ran into each other on the floor, I remember, and like partied for a bit, like during ICP or something, and then like lost each other in the sea of humanity. And I always tell him this, I'm like, man, that night we went to like the best Psychopathic show, that after party we always talk about. I'm like, man, I wish he would have like followed us, like, because yeah, that was his only. He's been to that and 2 Twiztid shows, maybe. That's all he's ever been to.
I can't believe he's even been to 2 Twiztid shows.
He went to
what's the Fright Fest, 19?
I think he went to the Freak Show tour with me. I believe that's who I went with. But yeah, I remember that. I remember we all crossed paths there and at the after party.
I would assume so.
Yeah, I remember Tom dressed as the Red Hatchet Man.
Of course. Why? Because it was somewhere between 98 and 05?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, I kind of remember seeing you guys at the after party. The show itself was kind of a blur to me, to be honest. Like, I don't remember.
I felt like it was like super dark in there. I can't envision where the merch was set up. I imagine just kind of the front entrance area.
I don't remember how you came in, but I'm picturing looking like, I assume how you came in. To the left was the stage.
I thought the stage was like directly straight ahead. Like the entrance for Ring of Honor back in the day was like...
Then maybe it's just where I was standing. So you're right. If you're doing that, then yes, the merch would be
right to
behind
the left
you to the left.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking like my back was to the rafters or whatever the fuck you call it.
The bleachers on the right side.
On the left, far left would have been the stage, and right to the right would have been the merch.
Yeah.
Not near the bathroom where you shook Ric Flair's hand after he was holding his dick.
Yeah, he did not wash his hands, and I didn't hesitate to still fucking shake that hand and get a little bit of Space Mountain juice on my hand.
And you haven't washed your hands since.
I remember, like, so...
Let me smell your hand. Come over here. Let me smell it.
So I did that, very excited to shake Ric Flair's hand at the time. And then I remember...
Why the fuck was he at Ring of Honor in Detroit? That's baffling.
Super random why he was there. But yeah, he took a piss in the bathroom. As I was walking in, he was walking out, shook his hand. Definitely seen him leave the urinal and not wash his hands, but that didn't stop me. And then at one point, I seen him at the bar going to get a beer, and I sped walk because I'm gonna buy Ric Flair a beer, and he already had his beer in hand. I'm like, didn't get to buy.
He would have taken another beer.
Oh yeah, I mean he doesn't need free beer from anyone. He's probably got paid fucking $1,000 just to stand around like a dickhead there, but just to say, hey, I bought Ric Flair a beer would have been a cool little story.
Who's the coolest person or most famous person you've bought a beer for?
Eric Bischoff.
That's what I was about to say. Is that the only person?
I don't know.
Other than giving someone a beer, that we do at every show. But like literally just stopping someone and be like, "Hey, let me buy that."
Yeah, I think it was Bischoff. And when it happened, this is at Astro, 1 or 2. He was like, you could tell he was like, oh fuck, like he's gonna be some wrestling nerd.
Here comes a mark.
And I just mentioned that we like did shirts, and he's like, all right, this guy bought my beer, whatever. I'll go stop by. But then he was like super cool because we were just normal ass dudes, and like the shirts were like normal looking and stuff. So he talked to us for a while. He was super cool.
Yeah, Eric Bischoff, good dude.
We gave Kevin Nash a 5th. Does that count?
No, because that's...
you said just giving people, Yeah,
I mean, you've given Greg the Hammer Valentine a beer. You've given Beefcake a beer.
Well, we just drank a case of beer with Beefcake that night. That was a good time.
But that's cracking open a fucking case.
Yeah,
that's
buying one at the bar. Someone bought Royce one at the shelter. Was it Rex?
I remember that, but I don't think it was Royce.
Someone bought Royce because we were on this side of the bar at the shelter, and across was Royce, and let me buy Royce because Royce is sober now. He doesn't drink, but at the time he did. We bought.
Was that at one of those Marv or Danny Brown shows?
Yeah, some local hip hop show at the shelter. There's always luminaries hanging out at those shows.
Of course. I mean, us. Juggalo luminaries holding it down.
Yeah, back to the Juggalos show at hand. Do you have memories from Hallowicked?
Me? Are you asking me?
Yeah.
No, not really.
No? Other than being a blur, like you said?
Yeah, my feet not touching the ground and kind of where I was standing, and Rex trying to get a BJ from his girlfriend.
That was a story you were hoping he'd tell if he showed up?
Yeah, I was kind of hoping he'd be here for that, but...
maybe he'll call, maybe we'll get a little hotline call from him to add at the end of the...
I hope so.
Little Easter egg.
But yeah, other than that, I mean, I remember it was a good show. I remember going to the after party like we talked about. I remember being outside the show, waiting for that, in that little thoroughfare.
Yeah.
And so I have a note about this. I don't remember if it was you. We were meeting up with a bunch of people. Like, hey, how are we going to get down there? Are we all going? It's probably me and Tom and Rex, honestly. There were flyers for the show in Grand Rapids in the bushes. So someone was probably paid to go there and hand them out to everyone.
Flyer it up.
We literally found a stack. No shit.
Just tossed the whole thing in there.
And they were 10 different colors. And me and Tom, being Mark-ass flyer fans, took one of each color.
Oh, of course. Why wouldn't you?
So I remember that distinctly. I probably still have those. Crow. We're watching the news, and there's a weather authority, and there's just a picture of the fucking scarecrow. Crow. That'll be on social media here by the time you listen to this. So yeah, that's kind of my memories, is the show, and then leaving and meeting up, and then getting down to the after party.
Yeah.
Which we talked about last episode. Good show. Those are the good old days of Halloween.
It was cool to, looking back, that venue sucked at the time, but it was cool to have something different. I always like when they would toss in something different.
Yeah, that was a good era of them doing something different every year.
Yeah, bouncing around.
They didn't repeat one
until they hit the State Theater.
Yeah, everything else was, if they repeated it, it was years after.
Yeah, something else was in between them.
Yeah, but then it started getting kind of all blurry.
Yeah.
But that's just how it goes. All right. That's waited until Halloween. That's Hallowicked 01.
Yeah.
You want to tie on back and think about some questions for the CD specifically.
Yeah, final thoughts.
Favorite track of the three?
I love Waited Till Halloween. The vibes, the sound. But every Halloween, man, that's a top 3 Hallowicked track. It's hard to, you always think of those original couple, but this one right up there with those. This one gives a run for this money for Rotten Treats and Military Street and all those. It's a fun-ass Halloween song.
Yeah, I would agree. I like all 3 a lot.
Yeah.
But every Halloween may take the cake on that one.
And I'd put Waited Halloween up there on some of the Twiztid. So, if I had a just straight Twiztid list of their ones.
God, they have so many now.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no, I would agree. If we're just going Twiztid themselves...
Yeah, that just speaks to how...
Right up there.
How much of a banger every Halloween was.
Yeah. I know we've kind of compared it to all the other Hallowicked tracks, I don't know. I don't know if there's much else. Do you have anything else to talk about? The EP or the show?
Good time. Taking a trip down memory lane. If you out there, listener land, have any memories of 2001, call the hotline or email, text.
Do you know the number without looking?
I tried looking, you called me. I know it's 666 and something else.
810-666-1570. Give us a call, give us a text, let us know, were you there? What is your favorite track?
Right.
Or you can follow us on any social media, find either our posts about these episodes or just shoot us a message. Let us know. What do you like about 01? And do you like these little bonus deals?
Yeah.
It's killing us, but we'll do it for you if you want more of it.
It's another holiday right around the corner, you never know.
Thanksgiving? There's lots of holidays in the Juggalo world that we have.
I was about to make a poor joke.
A porn joke?
A poor joke.
All right, well, we'll just escape that and get on down the road.
That was last season.
If you're listening to this while you're coming to or leaving the city for the Halloween weekend, we hope we run into you. Come find us at any of the events, whether it's the Palcast, the Pistons game, the old wrestling at the factory.
Yes, make sure you come out to that.
Yes, that's the A number one. Everything else is sidebar.
That's just because we're helping try to promote it for them. So
yes. And then if you're at Bloody Sunday or Fright Fest or Hallowicked itself, yeah, we'll be somewhere. I don't know. Come find us or just leave messages and calls. All right, that's it for now. This was your 3-episode Halloween 01 bonus drop.
Bonus round.
We will see you again. Oh, man. I don't know when we're going to see you next. We may see you for some tie-up from Season 3. We may see you for something for Season 4.
That's right. You never know what's around the bend.
Stay tuned to our social medias or to your feed wherever you listen. YouTube, Apple, Spotify. Maybe we'll drop a little something, tell you what's going on, and let you know where you can find us next. We have... Who did I tell this to? We have a lot of irons in the Fago.
Yeah, you said it to Kevin on Twitter, I see.
So we have a couple things brewing, Juggalo and not. Spoiler alert. So we'll see what we do, and we'll tell you where to find us. So until then, Peter, Chris, not Jacob. He left us. He got bored.
Happy Halloween.
We will see you later. Happy Halloween to all, and to all a good night. All music played in this episode and in this entire season is owned by the respective publishers and copyright holders and is reproduced for review purposes only under fair use.